All right, a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to Hawk Stadium, where tonight it is the third annual Adidas. I've heard it said Adidas Bowl, as tonight it will be the Satellite Scorpions and the Viera Hawks doing battle. Let's start with the visitors. It's a team that, needless to say, my broadcast partner, Mr. Nick Donahue, welcome back. I guess you like this because you're back again for a third straight week. Is this a team you're very familiar with? Obviously, you were the former offensive coordinator of the Satellite Scorpions. What are we going to see from this team tonight? Because we don't know what we're going to see, because they have gone up against two of the better teams in this county in Cocoa and Rockledge.
Well, I can tell you that I'm impressed by them, because talking to a few of them this week, they're all excited. They're all amped. They're all ready to go. They all believe that they know they met up with two of the best teams in the county over the last couple of weeks, and now they're ready to prove that they can do this also. 2-0 in the Adidas Bowl.
And the Adidas Bowl.
And they're ready to go 3-0.
There you go. So as we look at the Viera Hawks, last week they get a 10-7 win over Fort Pierce Central. You take that off the back of a kickoff classic win, and you got a team that hasn't lost a football game yet. And I had Isaac Hungerbuehler in the studio this week, and right now, Coach Gullah kind of razzing me a little bit today, but right now this is a team living off the defense.
Yeah, and that's what we knew going into this season. You know, we knew that the offense was going to be a work in progress. Defense was returning many starters. And I think they knew that too. You know, they implemented essentially a whole new offensive set this year. And be honest with you, it's working. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time to get all the kinks worked out. But that game last week, I mean, they were 10-0 for most of that game, if I'm not correct.
Yeah.
Or if I'm correct. And I think they know that they can put up some points tonight if they really put some effort into it.
As both teams will take the field. And so what kind of an offense will we see from Satellite here tonight, Nick?
I think they're a young offense, and I think they're still trying to test the waters and figure it out also. I think we're going to see a lot of Brody Grennan and Logan Waits, obviously, being the starting quarterback and the starting running back. But you're going to see a nice mix, I believe. I believe in the end they're going to live off of Brody's arm, and that's not a bad thing.
Brody Grennan, he's a sophomore. He's a young guy. You've seen him throw. What do you like about him?
You know what I love about him is that he has been trying to be a varsity quarterback for Satellite for what feels like forever now. You know, he was in youth football throughout the Satellite program. You know, he has never given up the hopes and dreams of being a quarterback, and now he's here living his dream being the varsity quarterback for Satellite.
That is fantastic to hear, because I love those student athletes that go through. Hungerbuehler.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's one of them.
Jack Hancock.
Right?
There's a lot of them.
Right.
There's a lot of them on both sides that
always wanted to be Hawks or
Scorpions.
Or
Scorps, yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So, and we got these new fancy, Nick, I got to tell you, look at those things.
Laminated this week.
Laminated depth charts.
We're learning as we go, or I'm learning as we go.
As we get going here, and there is the kick, and that is fielded at the 10, brought out across the 20, and nice block there, and he gets outside to the, looks like about
32.
33. That all happened really, really fast. I mean, he wasted no time coming up to that football. The kicker, number 44 for Satellite, is 47 is Caleb Garner. And it's 1st and 10 for Eric Nelson and this offense. Now, we've seen the option, but we've seen Nelson throw the football, and he's been successful at times throwing this ball. So we'll see what happens here tonight. And up front on that offensive line, and I want to talk about them in a minute, but let's get the first play off here, and we'll give you the starters for the Viera Hawks. 1st and 10.
Right into our option football,
Yep.
Looks like. Tight set.
That is Bubar behind. Bubar with the carry, and Bubar takes a couple of tacklers or a couple of defenders. 5 yards, it'll be 2nd and 5. For Viera, the left tackle will be Kobe Wallace. The left guard is going to be Royston Goldfinger. The center is Finn Golddinger. Yeah, that's not going to trip me up, as they immediately go back at it again. And that is number 4 for Jonah Woodruff back there, getting some carries here early on. And the rest of the offensive line, Sam Cardona at right guard, and Maxwell Kuka. We're going to call Maxwell Max.
Good old Max.
It'll be Cooper, Keith Namdi, Asura, Robbie Ahili, Jonah Woodruff, Jack Hancock, Ryan Bubar, and the quarterback is Eric Nelson. It is 3rd and 5 after a gain of nothing, and the give is up the gut, and it's going to be an early decision time for Tony Gulla as that carry gains maybe 2 yards, and that's going to bring up 4th and 2 here. Nelson right over to Gulla, and Gulla wastes no time and telling Eric Nelson to go back in the huddle, and they're going to go for this, Nick.
Right to it. And this is what you got to do sometimes as a running football team. You've got to take those chances. 4th and what are we talking, 2? As a running football team, you got to believe that you can get those 2 down.
And that just means he's got a lot of confidence in the defense. They give us to Woodruff. Woodruff cuts back inside, and Jonah Woodruff has the first down.
Great run. 4 downs, 12 yards. They'll take it almost every time.
Gets in there behind Goldfinger and Golddinger. I mean, that's going to be all night with Goldfinger and Golddinger.
When I saw it this morning, I was wondering if that was just a misprint, and maybe that's a young Golddinger.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball at their own 46-yard line. Nelson in the RPO. This option run here. Fakes it this time, throws wide open, caught, and dropped.
Oh, man.
He had it. Absolutely had it. And I think if you get it all over to do again, they're going to say he probably should have came up with that one. That pass intended for
Noah Reyes, I believe.
Noah Reyes, yeah.
Reyes, right?
Isaac said it Noah Reyes.
Reyes.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear the correct pronunciation.
Yeah. Noah Reyes. But listen, Noah's got arms like a truck tire. It's hard to get him out there. Royston is Finn's brother. So it is Golddinger.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, okay. Got it. And Nelson tried to keep it this time.
Wrong decision there, huh?
I'm going to tell you what. And the wrong decision was made because Anthony Romero for Satellite came in and swallowed it up whole. And we've got our first flag of the night here.
Man, what a tough flag right here. What a great stop that was. And I have a feeling this is going to be on the defense.
This is where Coach Brian Helton told me at the breakfast this morning, they just did not do well. And this is a personal foul. And this is exactly the kinds of things that drove him nuts, even against Coco, even against Rockledge, because they would make a good play like that, and there would be the 15-yard penalty.
Great play. I love the intensity. I love the effort. But when the whistle stops, you got to stop.
You got to stop. So it'll be 1st and 10 now. The ball inside Satellite territory. Nelson at the Scorpion 42. 2 wide receivers, 1 in motion. Nelson, bad snap. Nelson picks it up. He's in a whole lot of trouble, and he just takes the better decision there to slide down. It's a smart play, Nick.
What we've learned already this year is he's a smart football player. From the first kickoff classic that we watched and watching last week's game, he made a lot of great decisions, and it was another one.
Longhorn Steakhouse and Natwick Insurance and a whole host of others, our sponsor here tonight. And we'll tell you all about it. There's not much to really tell you about Longhorn other than they have great steaks, and go eat one.
They really are great.
So it'll be 2nd and 15 now for Nelson in the offense. Right side, 2 wide receivers, 1 to the left. Nelson wants it, got it, turns, gives, hole up the middle. Bubar will not quite pick the penalty yardage back up, but he'll pick up 4. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Now, as a running-based team, here's your decision, right? Do we think it's a 2-down situation and just try to get 5-6 off of our running plays, or do we put it back in the air? They had about 100 yards passing last week with a touchdown, so obviously the ability is there.
Yeah, no, he can throw the ball, and I think eventually you're going to come to a point in time this season where they're going to cut it loose, and you're going to see it a lot more than you thought you were. So it's 3rd and 11. Okay, I just want to make sure after all the restarts. And Nelson, a little reverse here to Cooper Keith, and Cooper Keith's got room. Nice block. Keith didn't read the block correctly there, Nick, as the satellite tent has flown onto the field.
I was too busy watching the tent to see what happened. I was making sure.
Am I wrong on Keith's read of that block? He needed to cut that outside because there was nobody there.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get a chance to see it, but I'll probably have to agree with you. But now here we go, 4th and 4th and 4, 4th and short 4.
It's a good run by
Going
Keith.
for it again.
Don't get me wrong, but he cuts that outside, and there's a good possibility the words touchdown Viera is coming out of somebody's mouth here. So it's 4th down and 13, or 4th and 3. Yeah, if we don't get some sort of weather here, I'd be shocked. 7:31 to play in the opening quarter.
Well, I was checking the old Doppler, and hopefully it just skirts us, and we don't have to worry about it.
All right, 4th and we got whistles and then timeout taken on the field.
Something he didn't like down there, huh?
Yeah, no, and better to be safe than to be sorry. And that's what my coach always told me. Take the timeouts, Slaughterzinski. That's what they're there for. Don't burn them all.
Told or yelled?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Absolutely both here. As I want to thank Longhorn Steakhouse, and I want to thank the Viera Hawk Quarterback Club, and I want to thank the Satellite Scorpion Booster Club. Both are very big parts of what we do here on Brevard Sports Network. If you were watching this morning, I had the opportunity to go to breakfast with Satellite, and that was a lot of fun. I really had a good time at the church, and the biscuits and gravy were out of this world. And, yeah, man, I didn't have to eat the rest of the day. I can't remember the last time that I had breakfast.
I was watching the broadcast at work, and my stomach was growling as I was watching it.
So good. 4th down, give. No, play action, throws, caught. Jack Hancock with a first down. Good play action there.
Another great decision right there. And Bubar, I believe it's Bubar, really wanted that ball also. So that was almost a tough mesh point right there. But what a great decision. Jack Hancock with a first down reception.
Big target, Jack Hancock is.
You know, we didn't get the opportunity to see him when we were here for the Kickoff Classic. I guess he had
he was hurt.
little ailments from summer camp. But he's such a big part of this team.
Yeah, he has been from day one. And it's 1st and 10. Ball just outside the Longhorn Steakhouse red zone. Fakes the pitch. Doesn't this time. Gives it away. But I think it's a little too late. And he does get back close to the line of scrimmage. That was a good play there. Number 93 for Satellite in on the stop. That's Dustin Strom.
I'll tell you what, he's an exciting new player. Never played football before. Soccer player, if you can imagine. 6'6".
I saw him this morning.
Yeah.
And I asked Helton where he came from. He said he played a couple of years ago. They put him on the offensive line. He didn't like it. He left. He came back this year and wants to play defense. Is that true?
Yeah, that's pretty much true. He's
Right.
the starting goalie for the varsity team. So
I can see it,
at 6'6",
man.
he's got some ups. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the offensive
And
side at some point.
I'm not doubting Coach Helton. That's not what I'm saying. But, I mean, this is a big – he's got big arms on him.
Well, he definitely had a coming out party last week. Two sacks.
That's on Nelson. That was a good snap by Goldinger, and Nelson just missed the football, and that's going to be a loss of – that's a hurt. That was going to hurt. That's going to be a loss of 10, 10, maybe 11, 20, 21, we'll call it. As Mr. Dravis calls it, 3rd and long, because that is precisely what it is here. The Longhorn Steakhouse, 3rd down.
That was a nice segment. That was nice.
Yep. Good thing I know these reads by heart, because I forgot them. 3rd and 20, 21. Nelson looks to throw. Looking, throws deep down the middle, and just overshoots his intended target. Had him, I would say, but just over the outstretched hands. And with 5:03 to go, it's 4th and forever. And we're going to see. I don't know what you're in no man's land here. So,
I think I'm a little confused. Was that Eric Nelson? No, who was?
Was that number 6? Yeah, who was that?
I think it was number 5.
Was that? Well, that's Nelson.
Right.
Or it was either Robbie.
Look, he came walking back with the ball.
Yeah, that's Nelson.
I should have paid more attention there.
No, that was Eric Nelson, yeah.
On the almost reception.
Yeah. So Robbie Blaylock was the quarterback
Must
on
have
that
been.
play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a little confusing. Blaylock is
switcheroo.
in. So you see a little bit of change going on here. There's not much difference in height between Blaylock and Nelson. Nelson is in the slot between Hancock and Keith over there. And so interesting here on 4th and 21, a different quarterback is in. And as Blaylock turns, looks, locks in. He's got room, throws, and that's a good defensive play right there. Yes, there was contact, but I believe it was in the art of both players going for the football.
I agree with that too, but I'm really interested in the switcheroo that they got going on there. You know, when we were here for the Kickoff Classic, they actually finished the game off with him, and we didn't even realize it because they're so similar in size, and the 5s and the 6s on the jerseys look so similar also.
Well, yeah,
but he's got a great throwing motion.
Yeah,
that was a great throw.
Blaylock was the one that threw that pick in that
Correct.
kickoff
Yes.
classic, right? But let me say this, man, he zipped that ball right there. So we're going to see the satellite offense for the first time, Nick, and Brody Grennan, the sophomore quarterback, lined up back there with Logan Waite. Not a lot of returners on this football team, Nick. A lot of these guys that are out there right now are there from the JV level last year.
Correct. Yeah, there was a senior-heavy offense last year, and it'll be interesting to see them grow as the season goes on.
We'll give you the starting offensive line here in a minute, and this is Waite, the aforementioned. He's got room to run down the sidelines. Great run by Waite. Gets all the way down. He picks up 15, 16, 17, 18 yards, and that big offensive line led by Ethan Holden, Ty Ghost. How do you say that? Getch?
I'm not sure.
Ty Getch, Lucas Jersa, Tucker Fry, and Andrew DiAgostino. I got a chance to talk to Tucker Fry this morning at breakfast. Good conversation with Tucker, and he's a right guard. It's the first time he's ever played right guard, told me today.
This season.
Okay.
The initial starting offensive line was all pretty much from last year, so that's definitely a strength of Satellite.
Said he was a nose guard. It's what he normally has been playing.
He plays both.
Does he?
Both, yes.
You got Brody Grennan, the sophomore quarterback. Logan Waite, Bodie Whitson. Your wide receivers are Tristan Coates, Alex Batalis, Austin Williams, and company. So it's going to be a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for Grennan. Turns, gives. This is a little sweep here to the outside, and he picks up 5, maybe 6 yards here. On the carry is Bodie Whitson. Talked to him this morning, too. Bodie's a small guy, but
quick, very quick.
Yeah, that's what I said to him.
Yep.
I said, what kind of running back are you? He says, I'm a slasher, man.
Yep.
I like to run.
He loves to get to the outside. He will plant his foot and make a cut when necessary, but he would much prefer to outrun you.
You know, Isaac Hungerbuehler told me in the interview that the best part about these games is that they go quick. He ain't lying. 3:20 to go in the first. Grennan throws wide open, caught. Great pitch and catch for a Satellite Scorpion first down, and that is number 8 on the reception, Alex Batalis, and that's 1st and 10 now at Satellite, moving the football. And let's be honest here, Nick, when you've played Cocoa and you've played Rockledge, you probably feel like you got some room to move out there today.
And they definitely felt like that was the case even coming into this game. They knew that they were, like I spoke about earlier, they had matched up with 2 of the best in the county, so they're ready for this game.
Oh, my goodness. 2 weeks ago, they matched up against the 13th best team in the country.
Let alone the county.
County, right. So it's 1st and 10 for Grennan and company. Ball at the Viera 43. Grennan turns, gives, Waite, and he is greeted angrily at the line of scrimmage. In there that time on the stop was number 9 for Viera. That's linebacker James Olson, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 2:28 to go here in the opening quarter. Alan Slaughterzinski and Nick Donahue with you. We want to thank Longhorn Steakhouse for their support of Viera Hawk football, and, of course, here on BSN. 2nd and 10, Grennan. This time he's got a different back in the backfield with him. That's number 20 for that's Jacob Klein, another sophomore. Grennan turns, fakes the Klein, throws a little bubble screen to the right, and Viera was absolutely – that ball's out. That could be Viera football. There's a flag down in the backfield, though. So we've got all kinds of things happening at once here. Let's see what the end result of all of it is. That was Isaac Hungerbuehler over there on that stop. There is laundry in the backfield.
Looks like it's going to be on the defense.
Yeah, it sure does. Personal foul, roughing the passer against Viera, so that's 15 yards. And the personal fouls are one aside. So that ball now, with a $1:54 to play in the opening quarter, is going to be 1st and 10 at the 30. That's a damaging penalty considering the fact that Satellite is moving the football.
So far, this is everything Satellite wanted. A good stop on their first drive, moving the ball well on their first offensive drive.
The give is going nowhere, and that's a good play there.
So far, what we've seen, anything up the middle hasn't worked very well. Everything to the outside has gotten them anywhere from 5 to 20 yards. That first buck sweep.
Was Sal Orlando in there on the stop, and Orlando's coming off, and he's like, wait, what? I just had a TFL, coach. Why am I coming out?
Liam Nolte on the run.
So 2nd down, and let's see here, 15. Liam Nolte on the run. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, sir. So it's going to be a 4-wide receiver set. 3 of them are split to our side, and Grennan takes off with. He's got room up the middle, get back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up 3rd and 10. 1 minute, 60 seconds to play in quarter number 1 as Orlando checks right back in to the football game. 3rd and 10 for the Scorps.
I don't know if you had the opportunity last week to watch the entire Rockledge Satellite game, but Brody Grennan had a scramble, and he leveled 2 linebackers from Rockledge, and it was beautiful. He is a train, and once he gets moving, he's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, no doubt. Did your feed just really speed up real fast? Or is it just my iPad? Does everything look good?
No, it looks like I'm glitching.
Yeah. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, man. This thing's jumping. It looks like we settled in here a little bit.
Number 20, Colin Roddy on the carry.
Colin Roddy. Yeah, we're okay, right?
It just keeps jumping back and forth to the same play.
All right, yours is. Mine
is doing okay?
Yeah, mine looks like it's okay there. Colin Roddy is stopped, and now it's 4th and 15. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Well, at least it'll give us a minute to figure it out. I want to thank Longhorn Steakhouse for their sponsorship of quarter number 1. We'll be right back here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back here. Let's see second quarter action here. Playing for this thing. It's 4th down, and here comes a long field goal attempt. The kick is up, but it is
off the crossbar.
Off the crossbar. My goodness gracious. That was a nearly 50-yard field goal attempt.
That was a really nice kick. A quarter of a yard away from being a beautiful kick.
Yeah, and they're playing for that thing right there. This is the Adidas Bowl. So my feed looks okay.
Yeah, mine looks okay now.
Yeah, so they're playing for the Adidas Bowl trophy here tonight, and your head coaches in this game, Brian Helton, who is in his third year. And, of course, Tony Gullah, the first year without the interim label. And
well deserved.
Yes, it is well deserved. He did a heck of a job last year. As we get the trophy off the screen, as Viera comes back out now on offense. So both teams have kind of forced the issue with the other team and not been able to score. And this is Bubar trying to get outside. He will get outside. Ryan Bubar still on his feet. Ryan Bubar with a gain of 27 yards, Nick. He really, you know what? It looked like he was going to be stopped, and then he just kind of rode the block outside.
Yeah, I'll tell you, great patience right there. Didn't outrun his blocks. Really let his blocks happen so he could read them. Great job getting to the outside, 20-plus yard gain.
We want to thank Global Polygraph Analysis. They are our second quarter sponsor. Also want to thank Natwick Insurance, Eric Natwick, and Natwick Insurance. Zone 6, you see them up there in the upper left-hand corner, a little bug there. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. As Nelson turns, gives. Oh, nope, he keeps this time. He pulls it back in and pulls it out of the belly of Kamari Ingram and keeps it himself, and he's going to pick up. Good play because, you know what, that's a 7-yard gain, and that's what you're supposed to get out of a play like that.
And that's a great job holding on to the ball, too. Defense was right there, took a real hard swipe at that football. Kept that ball, that would have been a big turnover.
Kobe Wallace and Royson Goldinger over there on that side of the football. Nelson with Kamari Ingram behind him. 2 wide receivers split equally to each side. This time he puts the ball in the belly of Ingram, and not sure what Ingram was doing there. But he kind of stopped, chop there.
Looked like he was trying to read the blocks. Unfortunately, with those inside runs, you just got to go.
Yeah.
You got to make that decision and hit it hard. If it's the wrong decision, well, you just got to hit it hard either way.
The halftime show today will be brought to you by Natwick Insurance, as the band will take the field at halftime. I'm sure we'll see Satellites Band as well. We'll unplug, and you'll hear it all here on Brevard Sports Network. It is 3rd down and 2. And as we already know, they're at a 4-down distance here. In other words, they'll be going for it if they don't get it here. Nelson wants it, turns, gives it to the man who picks up the yards. And Ryan Bubar, first down, Viera Hawks.
We talked about him during the kickoff classic, but man, he's a great runner. He knows how to keep his feet moving. We saw the patience in his running skills just a minute ago. Great job. Almost 100 yards rushing last week.
He's a steady Eddie. Steady Eddie.
Poised to have a big year this year, especially with this running game that they've got going on.
Yeah. We'll see a couple of 200-yard games out of him.
I think so. I do think so.
1st and 10 now. Ball at the Viera 49. RPO here. You got 3 wide receivers with, I think that's Bubar still in the backfield. It is not. Nelson dropped the ball again, and this time must lie down on it and going to get credit. That's a sack, if you're doing
absolutely.
Your statistics
Closest
properly.
man there.
Yep, that's a sack, and that one will be credited to Alan Steffen. And Steffen will pick up his first sack of the season, I think, because I don't see any stats for Satellite listed.
I believe they only had 2 sacks last week by Dustin Strum.
You must have connections.
I got
Second and 16. And they give this time, which is what they wanted to run. Last time, big time hole for Bubar. And Bubar all the way out across the 50 and the 40 down to the Satellite 37 for a gain of 23 yards and another Viera first down on the legs of Ryan Bubar.
Well, it's clear that Viera has made some type of a blocking adjustment. The first quarter, they couldn't run up the middle to save their lives. Couple of runs up the middle, none of them gained anything, and now we've had a couple in a row that have gained great yards.
Empty backfield here, and this is a bubble screen to the right, and that'll pick up 5 yards as easy peasy lemon squeezy there. And with 8:48 to go, we got a player down, or do we? Yes, we do. I see the helmet go back on the field. And yes, indeed, that will be a timeout on the field.
Now we've seen a few quarterback center exchanges that have not been clean today for Viera. I think that's the 4th one. While that one didn't hit the ground, that low and away type of ball can really affect, especially a screen play like they just ran.
Well, he got up and got off the field in a hurry, so we'll go back to action here. And 8:30 to play. Storm clouds in the horizon. Second, and we'll call it a long 5, short 6.
5 wide here. No
wide receivers. Trips to the right. Nelson back, looking, going to run outside the pocket, and he is being chased with speed. Nelson turns the corner and gets it away. That's a good job in pursuit there. Nicked by number 55. That's Jackson Hurdy, the senior.
Another great decision by the quarterback for Viera. Being able to throw that ball away, don't lose any yards. Smart play.
So that'll bring up third down. Wasn't it just third down? Or was that second?
No, I believe it's third down now.
8:08 to play in the first half. Third down and 6 here for Eric Nelson. This is 4-down territory. We already know that. So they don't have to get all of this in one fell swoop. They'd like to, and Ryan Bubar's in the backfield, so the indication is they may try to. Whistles. And that's never good.
I don't see a
dead ball.
No. Delay?
Yeah, I think delay's like this.
Right.
What is that? I don't know what the X across the chest is.
Boy, I know my football, but how do I know?
Yeah, I don't know that one myself. I've never seen that. I would imagine it's a delay. It's a delay. The X across the chest, huh? Well, I have to remember that. 3rd and 11 now, and Nelson rolls to the left, looking, throws, feet taken out, and Robbie Healy. Did he get it? No.
No, they're saying he was out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, that's an athletic play by Healy, but that's going to bring up 4th and 11, and that's a dangerous throw by Eric Nelson, but he did get it off, and it looks like Viera is going to punt here or kick a field goal.
Well, they're kicking up against the wind, so if I had to guess, we're going to go punt here. That would be quite a 57-yard field goal against the wind. So
this is Dane Boss out there, so I don't know. We'll see here.
Yeah, we look like we're punting it.
Yeah. That's Isaac Hungerbuehler deep.
Protecting the punter.
Or in the middle, yeah, I'm sorry. And there is Dane Boss back to punt. So whistle and a timeout here by Satellite. I'm not sure why he took a timeout.
Looks like they didn't have 11 on the field. They were short one.
Let's go. We got a little plug going on there.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that, Mr. Drapes. And, looks like the feed's good now.
Yeah.
So, we got any other scores? What's Coco winning by?
10-0 Coco over Mainland.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that'll be
35-0 in no time. Yeah, that game's over.
Will be 7-7 Melbourne and the Mustangs.
That's probably going to be a good football game. This is going to be a good football game here.
Yeah.
No score, 7-25. Dane Boss back to kick here. And we got 2 Scorps back deep. Good snap. Great snap. Boss. Oh, what a punt by Boss. Drops it at the 15 ball.
Get to it.
Takes a roll, and Viera. Great job by the Viera Hawks.
Right there.
No, it could not have. And it's going to be 1st and 98 for Satellite with 7:13 to go.
Great opportunity for Viera right here if they can slow this offense that has moved the ball for Satellite and get good field possession on their next series.
You just don't see that type of a punt in high school.
No, that thing went up in the air 50 yards. That was beautiful.
I'd like to give a shout-out to the Viera High color guard as well. Somebody's doing that in the comments, and I want to say I forgot the other young man's name, but I know Nathaniel Espling, okay? So I want to thank those guys. They gave me a ride to the press box in a golf cart,
nice.
Which I desperately needed.
Oh, good way to fall forward, Logan Waite.
And anybody asking for a score, we have not the capacity with which to do that. So we apologize. We will look them up at halftime and then come back with them before the half. But we have no idea what the scores are because
somebody in the comments said Baker County 7, Palm Bay 0, so that's not a bad start for Palm Bay.
No. And I'll tell you what, what's wild, since Kevin Mays took that job in Baker County, he's 0-2 against Viera. And if Palm Bay goes up and beats him, my goodness.
Well, 14-0 now I just got, so.
Palm Bay?
No, Baker County.
Oh, Baker County. Okay. And let me tell you something. Baker County only lost by 7 last week to Bradford, by the way. Little swing pass. He barely gets out of the end zone. He nearly tripped in the end zone himself and gave himself a safety. We've seen quite a few safeties here in the first couple of weeks of high school football. But, yeah, we'll get the score updates at the half. Coco's actually up 10-0 now.
Hello to Eric Natwick watching Stingham Scorps, he says.
Eric Natwick and Natwick Insurance, and they'll be the halftime sponsor here today for the halftime show and into the third quarter. And, of course, Eric Natwick and Natwick Insurance powers Brevard Sports Network, so thank you to Eric. 3rd and 12, and Grennan out of his own end zone. Let's it go. And, sorry, I went with the football, which was overthrown. And now, Nick, the decision by Gullah to punt and flip the field is truly going to work in his benefit here.
And, I stated it a minute ago that it's a big change of possession, big change of field. This could be huge.
Yeah,
for Viera.
It's a big difference here. This is
punter heels on the back of the end zone line.
Yeah.
This is a tough punt.
Caleb Garner is into punt, and I don't know that I would have my guy standing all the way at the 50 though. That would be a 60-yard punt in the air.
Yeah, he's not going to have that time to be able to extend his leg
unless
for a full punt like that.
Unless his intention is to just run under it and keep going.
Looks like we got another personnel issue.
Timeout here.
Timeout for the Satellite Scorps.
5:33 to go here, and we want to thank Global Polygraph Analysis. If you're looking for the truth, well, Global Polygraph Analysis can get it for you. John Flores' MCC is up 14-0 over Trinity Catholic.
Looks like O'Galley's up 7-0.
Coverage of the Cocoa game is down. What does that mean? You got Cocoa pulled up?
I had it up just a second ago.
Yeah, no, we're up. Well, apparently it's back up again. Must be having issues up there. I don't know.
That stadium is not very conducive to good signal. I've been up there a few times, and while you're all the way up what feels like on a mountain on top of the stadium, it's still not a great signal.
No, it's not good at all. That is what it is. And we got a timeout here. Yeah, I see the two different broadcasts, so I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, it's 10-0. Must have lost it right after the touchdown. All right, well, these things happen. 5:33, and here comes the punt to play in the half.
Can I borrow this?
Yeah, absolutely. And that punt, we got whistles. They stepped out of the end zone, and that's a safety. So it's going to be 2-0 as the punter stepped on the end line, and he didn't think he did. He immediately protested, but the official says, "No, sir, you stepped on the sideline, and it's or the back line. I'm sorry, and it's 2-0, and that means that it will now be a free kick for." Viera, they'll get the ball on a free kick. So, and decent field position too, by the way, because these free kicks,
in a game like this, which seems like scoring might be, a little tough to come by, that 2 points might end up being a big deal.
Yep. 5:28, and yet another safety in Brevard County this year. I think we had a game a couple of weeks ago with O'Galley and Mainland with like 2 of them in it. I had one last week with a safety in it. And here we go, and he elects not to punt. He's going to kick it from the tee, and he puts toe to leather, and this ball will be nice kick.
Great
fielded at the 18, out across the 30-35. This is Jonah Woodruff. Woodruff shakes 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Woodruff still on his feet. Woodruff cuts back. This is what Jonah Woodruff does. Jonah Woodruff out to near midfield and loses his mouthpiece. Turns around, goes back and gets it. But Jonah Woodruff with a great return there.
Great return, but you got to be careful slinging that ball around, making those cuts. You got to keep that ball tight. You hate to see a great return turn into something absolutely horrible by having a turnover.
Yep. All right, 1st and 10 now for Viera. 5:16 to go here in the second quarter. That's the first half to you and me. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 wide receiver split wide to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. No, sorry, 1 back in the backfield with Eric Nelson, the quarterback. I believe that's Ryan Bubar back there. That's Eric Nelson. And no, Nelson split wide left. This
Correct.
is Blaylock again. And he drops back to throw, lets it go. Nice ball, throws. Oh, caught! And this is a Viera Hawk touchdown. What a throw. The catch was even better. That is Nnamdi Osora and the 6', 170-pound senior with the touchdown.
I'll tell you, that's great defense, too, honestly. He was there. He did everything he needed to do. That man just went up and got that ball.
Yes.
What a touchdown.
Yes, it was. That number 12? Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Nnamdi. And I'll tell you, I was told we'll be okay with Nnamdi back there. But listen, how about the throw from Robbie Blaylock there?
What a way to come in. It's tough as a backup quarterback, and I'm throwing the air quotations up there because I have a feeling
he's the passing
he might be splitting more time as the future comes about. But to come in cold, that's a tough throw.
And he put it, sometimes you got to put the ball as a quarterback where your wide receiver can battle for it. And that's what he did there. Listen, he put it, the defender, if the defender was going to make a play on that, all he could do was knock it down. But his receiver, Nick, could catch it and obviously run it in for a touchdown. That was a great throw. I think I conveyed that properly. What I meant to say was he put that where only his guy could make a really good play on it.
Absolutely.
And he did. And Nnamdi with the touchdown. And that is a 51-yard strike. 1 play, 1 score. And in 40 seconds, the Viera Hawks have picked up 9 points as Dane Boss knocks the extra point through. And he is back on to kick off. That ball picked up. Good return.
He can get this edge.
Yeah. And he's out across the 50.
Oh, no.
Another flag.
We're going to have a block in the back.
Was it? I heard you over here pounding. There's 2 flags. So when I see 2 flags, I tend to think, yes, it was.
2 flags.
He did everything he could not to block him in the back. He felt like he was in good position. Just was probably off by maybe 3 inches from not being a block in the back.
So Satellite will, after an outstanding return, it's worth talking about the return. That was number 20 there, I believe, on that return. It was Colin Roddy.
He's got some speed. He's probably one of the fastest guys on the field tonight. So you give him the opportunity to get around an edge, and he's going to take advantage of it.
See what the white hat says here. What is the penalty here?
Oh, we have a player down on the sideline also.
Oh, okay.
Touchdown sponsor tonight is Lincoln
And this ball is going to be walked all the way back to, it looks like, 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Set. So the field position goes from the 46 of Viera, 47 of Viera to the 25 of Satellite. And, yeah, man.
Well, Satellite's been able to, with the exception of one drive, they've been able to move the ball. You know, now they just need to put some points on the board to show for it.
Yep.
Timeout. Viera, this night's timeout sponsor is Brevard Sports Network. For all youth and prep sports coverage of Brevard, be sure to check out Brevard Sports Network on Facebook.
Another shout out.
Well, we're
Great
the
job.
We're the timeout sponsor. And I love that, and I want to thank Scotty Woodruff for that.
I'd like to thank our sponsors.
Scotty, we're going to be doing from Route 7. We're going to be doing our post-game show in a couple of weeks. That's one you probably want to make.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
That's definitely one you probably definitely most absolutely want to make. It's a Viera weekend here on Brevard Sports Network, and I'm sure many of you have probably said, well, we've seen that before. But tomorrow it's all-day coverage of youth football. This ball is thrown, and that's just they are going to throw the flag.
There it is.
Yeah, they're going to throw the flag there.
I thought maybe it was just incidental, tangled up, but those kind of plays can be called either way.
4:46 to go in the half. We'd like to welcome back Longhorn Steakhouse. On the bottom of the screen, Longhorn Steakhouse, located at the Avenue Viera. For years when I moved here, I called it the Avenues at Viera. And I was told it was neither nor S or, it was just the Avenue Viera. I guess. And who knows if that's right. Did you say Doug Butler was watching?
I did. He commented earlier.
And the long throw by Grennan is up. And, well, I'll say this. It was impressive to me that number 8, and when I say number 8, I mean Alex Batalis, got a hand on it because that ball dropped right in the middle of double coverage.
Triple coverage even. I'm pretty sure there were 3 around him. That's a interesting choice, but almost completed it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, 2nd down and 10.
You're bringing some heat.
And they are. It's a delayed blitz. Wait on the carry. It looked like he got grabbed by the side of the helmet. No flags. 4:30. That'll bring up. What was the yardstick?
5, maybe?
Yeah, 3rd and 5.
I'll tell you, they've run that buck sweep probably 4 times so far tonight, and not one of them has been stopped before 5 yards.
No, it hasn't. And then, and look, I mean, you got a lot of open field on this side right now. I'd maybe run it this way. What Vince Lombardi said, run it till they stop it.
Run it till they stop it.
Well, I think your hopes for that moving north. Grennan throws, and that one soars over the head of his intended wide receiver, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 5. And unfortunately for Satellite at the moment, the wheels have, I wouldn't say can come off the apple cart, but you kind of can feel them loosening up a little bit here, Nick.
Correct. Just not quite as smooth as we saw at the beginning of the game.
And again, talking to these guys this morning, they were ready for this football game. And here's the other thing you need to know about this football team. And you were standing on the sidelines for this one last year. They were down 14 points at halftime in this game last year.
I was in the building at halftime.
Oh no! That one goes way over the head of the punter, and Isaac Hungerbuehler will come. Or no, that's Noah Reness. And that will. He comes in and cleans it up. The bad snap. Maybe the wheels have come off here. The bad snap will give the Viera Hawks 1st and 10 at the 12 inside the Longhorn Steakhouse red zone.
In the Cocoa game last week, we spoke about just a couple of plays can make such a big difference in a football game. I'm starting to get that same exact feel here.
Right.
Obviously a safety is a big play, but just these couple of plays are really making a difference right now in this first half.
If this becomes a touchdown, then Viera will have scored the last 3 times, essentially, that they've had a chance to do so. As Eric Nelson is the quarterback, he turns, he gives. I believe that's Woodruff. Woodruff gets outside. Nope, that is not Woodruff. That's a Healy, Robbie Healy, I believe. Yes, it is.
I believe you're correct.
And a Healy,
Number 14, Robbie Haley on the
the speedster. I was told to watch out for this young man this year, and he is quick.
brings up second down and about 7.
All right, second down and about 7 here. Noah Reness is in. Remember the last time we saw him in this position, he pummeled the right defensive end. I'd like to see that battle between him and number 99 tonight. And here he goes again, and this time it goes the other way with a counter, and Bubar will have a first down. Bubar down to about the 1. First and goal to go with 3:16 to go in the half for the Viera. If this is not first down, I'd be shocked.
I'll tell you what, he took a pop right there. When the pile got up, he bounced right up like it was nothing. I'm impressed.
And this is not a first down. It's going to be third down.
Inches.
How does he know it's inches?
Inches.
Come on, man.
Oh, measurement. Here we go.
Jeez. That's what makes you want to do away with the chains and go to digital, and in baseball, the strike zones.
Well, the NFL tried it for the preseason. They tried it. They decided not to go with it for the regular season, but did
they have the digital yard markers?
They did try the first down marker digital. I mean, they still had the chain gang out there for looks,
right?
But they used the digital over the preseason. It was kind of funny to see it on video when they actually did it. It was
look at Shane Martin out there like, I'm going to tell you guys this is a first down. Right now, he's telling them, and it's not. And it is.
It is so close.
Is it? Oh, are you kidding me?
There's
first
down. Oh, my Lord.
Anytime you got to turn the chain,
Jeez.
First down.
That reminded me of the infamous note card in the between the ball and the chain gang in the Cowboys game, I don't know, 2 years ago. That's what that felt like.
Yes. First and goal for Viera. Ball will be at the 1 inside the Longhorn Steakhouse red zone. Man, what a great weekend of college football coming up. 5 big ones on tap. Who you got in Florida and Miami?
I got Miami.
Why?
I just feel, I feel like Miami's got something working.
Are you like a, well, we'll talk about it after this play. This is a Healy in for a Viera Hawk touchdown. Robbie, I think that's Robbie Healy. Robbie Healy. And with 2:50 to go, the Hawks lead it 15-0. And the Longhorn Steakhouse red zone conversion by Healy. And they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it 17-0. As Eric Nelson will have Ryan Bubar behind him. He's going to have 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. It's going to be Namdi to his left, and Nelson rolls and throws, and Jack Hancock tiptoes in the back of the end zone.
Wide
and with
open.
2:50 to play. Viera has scored on their last 2 possessions, and, of course, coupled with the safety, Nick, lead this thing 17-0.
What a difference in quarters.
Yeah.
First quarter, battle. Second quarter, obviously, Viera has won the second quarter. Satellite needs to really just pick up the pieces, get back to what they were doing in the first quarter, and get back in this game.
All right, Nick, so on your screen right now, there are the 5 games of the weekend right there to watch in college football. So you already said you like – who do you got between – Georgia, Clemson, Georgia. Yeah. How about West Virginia, Penn State?
Penn State.
Really?
I got Penn State. West Virginia is a great team. They just seem to never win the big games.
How about Notre Dame and Texas A&M?
I'll tell you what. A lot of people will say Notre Dame just because of who they are, but Texas A&M is working something special. I think that's going to be a very good game.
Listen, And Texas A&M's guest picker on ESPN College Game Day is going to be none other than Johnny Football.
Oh, that's right.
He's already a guest picker. Well, that career went well. And then the other game is LSU and USC. Give me LSU in that.
I got LSU with that, too.
It's out of bounds, so that'll be a procedure penalty. Ball will be at the 40 with 2:50 to go. And, Nick, I don't want to, I love Coach Elton. I got a chance to eat breakfast with these players this morning, pray with them. But I feel like this thing is really slipping away here, and they've got to get points or they're in big trouble come second half.
At the very minimum, they've got to get a good drive here. Make it so when they're going into this halftime that they know that they can still move the ball. They moved the ball well in the first quarter. They just didn't get any points on the board.
Yeah.
A little different story in the second quarter, but I think they just got to get some confidence back in this last drive here and hopefully put some points on the board.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now. And again, keep in mind last year, but you had Tristan White come in the game last year, and he's a heck of an athlete.
What a change-up kid. I mean, it's amazing to be able to have somebody like that in your holster that you don't have to put out right away, but when you need him, you got him.
That drive that he put together, do you remember the winning touchdown? Because you called it.
Well, I did call it, but it was all Tristan.
What was the play call?
As much as I would love to take credit for it, his athletic ability in the scramble that he was able to do to score was all Tristan.
What was the play call?
It was a drop back quick pass,
and he took off.
And he felt a little heat.
Yeah.
And he made the right call. And I told him at the beginning of the drive, I said, I trust you and your legs. Do what you feel is necessary. And he did that.
Grennan 2nd and 10, looking to throw, does across the middle, and that is incomplete. And I think one thing that you have to do right now is you got to try to settle Grennan down.
Easy passes.
Yeah, I think you got a little swing passes, like you said, easy passes, swing passes out of the backfield, maybe a bubble screen, something to give him a couple of completions to get him in a rhythm that you can at least build on here for this second half, because right now everything is long, it's high, and he can't have much confidence. He's just a sophomore, but he's got a great arm.
Great arm. He can read the field well, but again, he is still young. His varsity snaps have been minor.
This is a sweep to the outside, and it goes absolutely nowhere as number 2 for Viera. That's Dominic Leone. You want to talk about speed, Dominic Leone's got it in spades. I watched Dominic Leone this year hit an inside the park grand slam home run.
I wonder how many times you can say that.
I've never been able to say it until now.
I believe you said that exact same thing on your broadcast, too.
I've never seen it. And when I say an inside the park home run, I mean this wasn't a Little League home run. He hit the ball over the right fielder's head. The ball rolled all the way to the wall at USSSA Stadium in the main stadium, and Leone took off running. That young man's got and then in the playoffs against George Jenkins, it's 3-1, and he hits a triple and steals home.
Jeez.
Steals home. Yeah, he can play a little bit of baseball. And apparently, as you saw just right there, a little bit of football too. It's 4th and 13, and Jonah Woodruff will drop back deep, and Satellite goes 3 and out following the Viera touchdown. And the thing that I don't like here, if I'm Satellite, is that the 3 incomplete passes leave the Hawks with 2:28 on the clock. And there's a snap, a much better one than the last time, and a really good spiral kick goes over Woodruff's head, and that ball is in the end zone. That was nearly a 73-yard punt that would have been down at the 1. They did
half a yard into the end zone.
Yeah, they barely got there. Thanks, man. They barely missed it, I should say. And now, with 2:16 to play, Eric Nelson, or will we see Robbie Blaylock here with 80 yards and just 2:16 to go? We've seen Blaylock with the arm to this point, Nick, and we might see Blaylock here with Nelson in the look. Eric Nelson was one of this team's leading receivers last year. So Nelson's not afraid to jump in the slot, and it is going to be Blaylock.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Now, me personally, 17-0, I might have been a little more conservative, but Golo's feeling good. They've had a great quarter and trying to capitalize on that quarter.
Yeah, trying to put it away. Screen pass out here to a Healy. Healy breaks one tackle, and he won't break those two because they got in there pretty quick. And that's a good play by the Satellite defense. Looks like big number 55 for the Scorps got in there, and that is Jackson Hurdy. Another big play by him, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 11 for Viera. There's Jack Hancock and Eric Nelson again. He won't be calling the play. It'll be Blaylock. I like this. I do. 143. I think Coach Gull is doing a really good job here with this.
What a great time to get your young quarterback some meaningful snaps in a football game. 2 minutes left, up by 17 points and a half. If they don't score here, okay, it's no big deal.
Just don't turn it over.
Correct.
Blaylock throws. That's a bullet to Hancock, and that is. And Hancock with his 3rd catch of the night, and the clock continues to run. It's going to bring up 3rd down. And now that was a dart to Hancock.
It was a missile.
Yes,
absolute missile. And they're sticking with it.
Yeah, Bubar checks in the backfield. And it is 52 seconds to go. And Healy in the slot with Namdi split wide left. Blaylock with Bubar behind him. Drops, looks, has one-on-one coverage. Oh, he's got Hancock and overshot him. He had Hancock one-on-one, just overshot him. So we've had 2 possessions in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. And both went 3 and out with 2 incomplete passes. And here we go again.
Well, I'll tell you, after only 2 possessions in the first quarter, 1 for each of them, we've got 2, 4, 6, 7, what will be now our 8th possession of the second quarter.
Well,
what a flip of quarters.
And you said a difference of 2 quarters, right? Nick, I got to tell you, these depth charts, I love them, man. They are really coming in handy.
Now we just need a lot of information to put on them, right?
Yeah, right. That ball goes
short.
This is not a great kick. That ball went about as high in the air as you could possibly kick one. And now Satellite with 25 seconds here will take over. That punt went all of 8 yards.
Maybe.
And it's 1st and 10 for the Scorpions at the Viera 41-yard line.
I'll tell you, as a Satellite coach right now, you've got to be beyond happy for that punt. This gives you an opportunity. 25 seconds left. I think they have 1 timeout left.
Take a shot.
Take a shot. Take 2 shots.
Take 3 shots.
Absolutely.
Got to be careful. Got Namdi and Leone back there. And bubble screen, and he rushed it. He had him. He just rushed it, and that was a good job there by Robbie Healy. Healy came from the secondary on a blitz, and he absolutely destroyed and disrupted everything. 22 seconds to go.
Got his hand on the ball and
yes,
everything.
He did, yeah. Second and 10. The down and distance doesn't really matter here.
Absolutely not.
No. It's second and get some points here. Now, I would try another field goal from here.
Yeah, I mean, he hit it. He hit the crossbar at what, 45 yards?
Yeah.
50 yards?
And he looks, fires, throws wide open, caught.
There it is. That's huge.
That is down to the 4-yard line. And I tell you what, that is just what the doctor ordered. Nice catch by Tim Garvey, the tight end. The junior hauled that in with 2 hands. Nice pass. And we're going to get the 3rd and final timeout with 14 seconds to go as it's 1st and goal to go inside the Natwick Insurance red zone.
Coach has got to be telling Brody Grenner right now, anything but a sack. Anything but a sack. Throw it out the back of the end zone. Throw it out the sideline.
Throw that thing
whatever
across
you've got
the
to do.
Pineda Causeway.
Absolutely. Anything but a sack. Obviously, interception either, but anything but a sack here. Give us an opportunity to get 3 on the board at the very minimum here.
Yep. And here comes the Viera defense. And that was a busted coverage because Viera hasn't allowed a wide. Somebody just missed their man there.
Absolutely.
And I got a feeling they were coming for another blitz, and somebody didn't pick up Tim Garvey. And here we go.
Satellite's got to be excited right now, being able the opportunity to put points on the board after what was not a very good quarter for them.
No. They didn't go in the dressing room. This is exactly how the half ended last year. Fakes the sweep throws, and that is.
No.
Is that intercepted?
Intercepted.
Yeah, he throws it right to him. And that is a touchback on the interception. We'll get the number. And that's exactly what we said could not happen. It does. And that. Namdi Osura has not only an interception, but a touchdown now, or a touchdown and now an interception, I should say. And if you're Viera, take a knee and go to the locker room.
Absolutely. Just get out of this quarter with what was a really amazing quarter for you, with the exception of one bad punt, and get into halftime and get ready for the second half.
Well, that's how you learn as a sophomore right there. I mean, you listen, I don't know a sophomore quarterback that doesn't go through growing pains. Now, it's just going to drive coaches crazy, but those things are going to happen, Nick.
Yes.
How do you deal with it as a coordinator? And that's exactly what the Hawks are going to do. Take a knee. We'll go to the end of the first half. But how do you deal with it? How do you help him? Not how do you deal with it.
So,
how do you help him?
Now you just talk to him. You just make sure his head's still there. You make sure everything is okay. Talk to him about what you saw versus what he saw. Why did he throw what he threw, versus what the feel of the actual play was. Prior to that, with a young quarterback like that, and we kind of spoke on this, you've got to give him a little bit easier targets to get moving, a little bit easier routes to throw to, a little bit easier plays to just get into the flow of the game. Instead of having to worry about throwing the ball 25 yards down the field from the get-go.
Yeah, no, and, even on that play right there, he had a receiver open on the left side coming across. I don't know what he saw. In fact, I didn't see the interception because I was looking at the guy that was wide open. I assumed that that's where he's going with the football. But when he goes back and watches the film, he's going to see he missed that.
Yeah, one of the realities is when you're that close to the end zone, the middle of the field is rarely available.
Because it looks right at you in the face.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much congestion in the middle of the field. When you're in that area, you maybe want something quick outside, speed out, or even out route in the back corner. We saw Hancock catch a corner route for his 2-point conversion. But again, we're talking about the outskirts of the end zone and not the middle of the end zone when you're sitting at the 2-yard line.
All right, that'll bring us to the half, and we're going to not mute it. We're going to the halftime show is brought to you by Natwick Insurance. We're going to unplug here. And you will get to hear both bands as they play tonight. And we'll be back to start half number 2. Viera 17, Satellite nothing. The third edition of the Adidas Bowl. All right, so you probably hear me from a distance right now. My ex-wife used to say that's a good thing. So they are... The Satellite band is coming on, and you will see them, and I'm quite sure hear them. Enjoy the halftime show, brought to you by Natwick Insurance.
And now, please welcome to the field, the band at the beach, the Satellite High School Scorpion Sound Marching Band.
Band at the beach, I like that.
The Scorpion Sound are led by Director of Bands, Joseph Lates. Band Operations Assistant includes music and visual staff, Miss Bailey Hatzel. Music staff, Mr. Christopher Simons. Music staff, Mr. Jay Gary. Percussion Director, Mr. Cody McManus. And Color Guard Director, Ms. Andy McCreary. Student leadership includes Head Drum Major Anthony Erickson, Assistant Drum Majors Aubrey Parker and Lex Delighted, Band Captain Alex Berg, Band Sergeant Tyler Honey, and Band Quartermaster Rosalind Sharp. Their 2024 performance entitled I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings and features the music of Matt Maltese, Gustav Mahler, Leonard Bernstein, and more. This week the band will perform the first two movements of their show. Drum majors Anthony Erickson, Aubrey Parker, and Lex Delighten. Is your band ready? Satellite High School, you may now begin your performance. One more time for the Satellite High School Marching Storks. Viera High School, you may take the field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance of the Viera High School Marching Hawks. The band is under the field direction of drum major Sadie Spellman and Jessica Schulman, and head drum major Sarah Thompson. Color guard captains are Caitlin Healy and Scout Richards. The percussion captains are Zach Hislop and Jack Martin. The brass captains are Devin Miller and Marcus Palermo. The woodwind captains are Alex Mabee and Maddie Sokol. The band captain is Hans Hernandez. For the second time ever, the Marching Hawks debut their new marching band uniforms. A tremendous thank you to our students, families, friends, and Viera community for supporting our efforts to update the look of the Viera High School Marching Hawks. Drum majors, is your band ready? Marching Hawks, you may now begin your performance. Tonight we present to you two parts of our show entitled Time Marches On. This is Clocks and Good Riddance.
I gave you guys some love, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Hey, we really appreciate that.
Hey, no problem, man. If you're around after the game, I'll take a ride back.
The guy with the golf cart is leaving.
Okay.
But,
All right, yeah. Thank you.
I can help you carry your bags back.
I appreciate that.
If like right after the game is done, you take everything down.
I'll wait.
Yeah, it's right here. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Great kid, man.
One more hand for your Viera High School marching Hawks. And please stick around for the Viera High School dance team. Hawks dancing, please take the field.
Good to see you, Alan.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
How's life?
Everything's great.
Good, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, hey, just want to throw something at you. On September 27th, a home game for Merritt Island.
Who tonight?
Something white, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to honor Coach Hodgin. You know, he passed away about a month ago.
Oh, yeah. I put a post up.
Yeah, we're going to honor him with one of those metal Ring of Honor jerseys to hang.
Ready.
All right, welcome back here as we get set to start the second half here. And this was nothing game up until about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And a safety kind of kick-started things off. And on the very, very next possession, actually on the free kick, Jonah Woodruff returned the football to the 49-yard line, and then I believe it was Eric. Was it Blaylock or Nelson at quarterback? Blaylock at quarterback, dropped back and dropped a dime on the Nnamdi Sora for a 51-yard touchdown, and the Hawks have taken off from there. Your impressions, Nick, of that first half?
Well, I'll tell you, what I saw was Viera not come out in their option offense was a big thing to me. You know, we both, I believe, were ready to see at least 50% of their offense be that option offense. And maybe they saw something in film while scouting. I'm not sure, but they came out ready to throw the football tonight.
They sure did as we get set to start half number 2 here. As Dane Boss, I believe, is that Dane? Will come out and kick. Should be.
I don't think
so. It doesn't look like Dane. Nope. And this is just drilled down the middle, total leather, and scooped up at the 28. And he doesn't get very far as Satellite will take over 1st and 10.
Hope everything's all right with Dane.
Yeah.
Pretty important drive here for Satellite, I think. Again, driving down, just get some movement on the offense here. We don't need a touchdown per se. Some points on the board obviously are very, very important here, but just getting the offense rolling is what's most important right here.
Here we go. Grennan. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Have you?
Lights are out.
Yeah, no, we lost power. The lights are out. That is absolutely, all of it, Nick. It's all out except for
us
in the press box. How do we, is this emergency power? No. This is nuts. Look at this. It's like a concert. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for Kenny Chesney to walk out.
The spotlight to pop on.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you know what the beauty of it is? We're running on data. So we don't have internet to worry about.
No, true, very true. Everybody pull your cars up around the fences.
Let's go.
Let's get the lights turned on. Let's get these football players playing ball.
Scoreboard's working. They're going to just have to turn the lights back on. It'll take a minute for them to warm up. But that's nuts. Yeah. Mr. Travis with the announcement that we are having technical difficulties, I'll say.
All right, well, let's talk about what else is going on around. How about that?
How about the fact that we said last night on the pregame show, on the preview show, that we wanted to see MCC really step up and deliver something tonight. And boy, are they.
28-0 from the last I saw a few minutes ago.
That
is a big time starting of a football game right there.
Yeah, that's a butt whipping they're putting on Trinity Catholic. They're returning the favor from the one that they got last year in the playoffs. And Trinity Catholic all of a sudden does not look like the team to beat there. If MCC comes out of that game and continues to score, maybe they are the team to beat in 1A down there.
I know Trinity won maybe 4 or 5 games last year. Going into the playoffs, everybody thought it was just going to be a one and done situation. I believe they won 3 games in the playoffs.
They were state runner-up.
State runner-up, so 4 games in the playoffs. And, you would assume that they would return a decent amount of those guys, but, boy, they have not stepped up in this game. Kudos to MCC.
Well, this is a good time to sneak out. We got a police situation
in Cocoa.
At Cocoa and Mainland. Yeah. We got the lights out here. Apparently, Martell's not happy with the streams tonight. Nobody.
Everything is off.
Everything's out of whack tonight, right? So I don't know, man. You can't make everybody happy all the time. What can I tell you?
Despite the police presence up there in Mainland,
right?
Cocoa up 24-0. That's impressive.
And it's not anything that surprises me. And look,
me neither, but still impressive.
It is. And I said last night, I asked Jackson this question on the show last night. I said, can Cocoa run the clock on Mainland? And he tried to avoid the answer at first, and he didn't answer it. And I said, you didn't answer the question, son. He said, well, yes, they can. I believe going into this football game, Cocoa was going to win this game 40-0. That's really where I was. I said 2+ scores. I'm curious if we know what's going on with O'Galley and Rockledge.
We do, actually. O'Galley up 20-0 on Rockledge right now.
Not a surprise there either. I said O'Galley would win that football game, Nick. And I'm not sitting there patting myself on the back, but we know what we know. And what I can tell you is Cocoa's the best football team in this county. And O'Galley is the second best football team in this county. And I apologize if that offends anybody, but that's just the way it is right now.
Well, I think if I were to bet, putting your fandom aside for your own team, That's
Yeah,
a lot of
in
people.
this county?
Right, of course. But a lot of people would agree with you.
Right.
I'm not sure there are many out there that would not agree, other than your Heritage fans and your Rockledge fans. And
what
such.
are they doing with Seminole? Do we know?
No, I do not know. But that would, if anybody can give me that would be a great score to find out, because that to me is the game of the week.
We are waiting for the encore of Kenny Chesney. Oh, there were two boys. They turned off all the power because everything went off.
That might be good to say.
You might want to tell Mr. Drayton. Mr. Drayton, they got some information for you. So we just got some information. And
might be a couple of young men getting in some trouble tonight.
Today was senior cut day at some schools.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so this could be senior prank.
Already? We're like
3 weeks,
into the school.
Yeah, I get it, man. Thank you.
Boy. Well, we got Merritt Island 24, Melbourne 14.
Melbourne what?
24-14 Merritt Island against Melbourne right now.
Merritt Island?
Merritt Island 24, yes, sir.
So they're up by 10.
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm really curious about that Heritage score.
Oh, here we go. We got Seminole up 17-0 right now on Heritage.
That's the thing that scared me about Heritage. I believed Heritage has the defense to compete with that schedule that they have. And look, Michael Benson's schedule this year was one he knew that could make his football team 6-4. But his hope was that he would be a better team come November. He doesn't want to be 9-1 and get beat by Vero Beach in the first round of the playoffs. That's not what he wants. He wanted to be 7-3 and 6-4 and be a better football team. It's games like this that are going to do that for him.
Well, that's what Coco learned a few years ago, right? They learned that
What's up, buddy?
They can't
Good to
go
see
through
you,
the
man.
season
Mike Moffitt
with
here.
cupcakes. Hey,
You're going to
Mike.
present the trophy afterwards of the Adidas Bowl. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Nick.
No, I was just saying, Coco did a great job of learning that, 3 years ago, after losing that state title. Actually, right after losing that state championship game, they decided we're going to knock up this schedule, and they really put a ton of hard teams on their schedule.
On your screen is the Adidas Bowl trophy. There you see it. It'll be presented to the winner after the game. In each of the last 2 seasons, that trophy has gone to Satellite. So if Viera would win this season, Nick, that would be the first time that they would win. It's a beautiful trophy. Mike's done a tremendous job putting this game together. So there you see the Adidas Bowl trophy on your screen. What other games we got?
That's all I got score-wise right now. I'm not sure the Astronaut, if anybody's got that game. I would love to know that score also.
So we're told it's going to be a 10-minute cool down, and then the lights will be able to be turned back on. So we're also told that 2 kids turn them off.
Both could be true. Both are definitely possibly
there's plenty of
true.
things in life where I'm getting text on my iPad like this one here. I've seen some crazy things. Now this happened the last time I was at a sporting event where the lights went out. It was at USSSA Stadium, and it was Viera baseball playing in a playoff game, and they went out at I think it was like 11 o'clock because it was a weather delay, and it was a playoff game, so they wanted to get the game in, but the game went into extra innings, and then the lights were timed to go off automatically. And they did, and they had to get somebody come in from USSSA to turn them back on, and so we didn't get out at almost midnight.
So you're the bad luck charm. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh, man.
No, they have not.
They
Somebody
haven't.
just mentioned that it's still on hold.
Yeah.
Coco is still on hold.
They may not restart that game depending on what happened.
Sure.
Is it raining? They may not restart this one.
Oh, here we go. Astronaut up 14-0.
Astronaut with a chance to move to 2-0. Now, let's talk about. So let's talk about. So Astronaut with a chance to move to 2-0. Love the schedule that Logan Howlick put together there this year. And look, it's a strength of schedule of 368, but you're retooling a program
Absolutely.
that needs to find wins.
I completely agree.
And they're going to be 2-0, it sounds like, at the end of the night. So, Space Coast falls last night, 18-13 to St. Edwards. They're in the SSAA. How about Billy Miller at Bayside right now?
Oh.
The number 8 ranked team in all of the SSAA, regardless of classification.
And they've got a kind of a tough game also. They've got Deltona, I do believe, and that's not going to be an easy, breezy game for them. So that'll be interesting to see what that score is also.
I believe that is the first time you've ever heard two separate broadcasters say on Brevard Sports Network, easy breezy. We have
Did we both?
We have both said that at one point tonight. Easy breezy.
Oh, man.
Easy breezy as the rain pours in the window. So here's hoping that in 10 minutes the clock starts here. Nick, I just can't tell you. If you look ahead for how impressed I am with these sheets. But if you look ahead for Viera for the rest of the year, they will be at Rockledge next week. That is a game you will not see on Brevard Sports Network. Space Coast Daily and the Rockledge Raiders football from Chuckwood Field. Stephen Orville are always doing those games. And then they will be here versus Titusville, here versus Topeka, at MCC. You will see all of those here on Space Coast. On Space Coast.
Wow, you reverted there.
Yeah,
reverted
right.
back to years
Sure,
ago.
I went back to years ago on Brevard Sports Network. You will not see the Spruce Creek game. You will see the Osceola game here. You can watch the bye game here, but I don't think it'll be on the network. And then you'll be able to see at Melbourne and at Merritt Island here on BSN as well. As for satellite, they will take on Melbourne on Thursday. They will then host O'Galley. They will be at New Smyrna Beach. You won't see that. They will be at Palm Bay. You will see that. They will be at Titusville. You won't see that. They will be home to Baker County. You will see that. At Merritt Island, you'll see that. And home to Buddha James and Sebastian River to close out the year. Good old Buddha James, man. And
you want to talk about great young men.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Know, we talked
the whole
about
family.
Jack.
The whole family.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole family. Hopefully the lights will kick back on here. So again, I don't know what's going on here tonight. It's a crazy, crazy night. I knew it was going to be a wild night when my guys go up to Daytona Mainland, right, to broadcast the game. They get up there at 5:00 today. They run several multiple tests. They get upload speeds through the roof. 40 minutes into the game, they lose the signal.
You just never know, do you?
Nope, you sure don't. And, you just never, ever know. Coming up tomorrow here on Brevard Sports Network, youth football Saturday. I hope. The weather's supposed to not be good tomorrow. You're going to see the Viera Hawks here tomorrow, and I believe they play Deltona all day, and Caleb Brown will be on the call for that one if he ever makes it home tonight. If he doesn't, then you'll see me. You'll hear me. I got back to doing youth football for the first time. I didn't do any youth football last year other than a playoff game or two. I kind of took Saturdays off last year because Caleb wanted to do it, and Chase Alexander, of course, a big part of BSN. And so I didn't have to really do any youth football. I think I did Bayside once maybe. Yep, there they go for two games. And so I did Coco youth football last Saturday all day long, and I missed it. What I found out was I missed it, and I'm anxious to get back to it. And so, but it won't be tomorrow.
I think there's some other football I think you really want to watch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's called on, and you can see the lights starting to come back on as the field There they are. See them? Slowly but surely. And if Miss Travis or anyone here finds out who turned those things off, it's going to be a long Tuesday.
Oh, boy.
Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. Hope you all got some big plans as the lights get set to come back on. And look, that's kind of wild. Look, if you look at the color on, watch on the screen there, the color of the field, because it's not that the color in the camera. It's not that color in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does not look anything like that right now. So, the last time this happened in a meaningful football game, the San Francisco 49ers were trying to rob the Baltimore Ravens of a Super Bowl.
How many years ago was that?
Well, it doesn't matter. The point is they cheated. They turned the lights off. The
Spoken
Ravens
by a true Baltimore fan.
The Ravens were dominating them, right? So the Ravens were dominating them, and then the Niners in the NFL cheated, as they always do. Got
to follow the script, right?
I will say this, though. They did allow the Ravens a little payback because, boy, was that holding in the end zone on that final play that wasn't called. And good, I say. Turn the lights off after Beyonce.
Man.
Get out of here with that. And then the Niners score, 28 straight points? They did not want the San Francisco 49ers to lose their first ever Super Bowl, which, oh, by the way, they did. On the holding in the end zone by the Ravens. As we get ready to start it up here, as the Hawks and the Scorpions.
MCC up 35-0.
That's a running clock on Trinity Catholic. So I guess they shut me and Jackson up, huh? I know. You know what?
Coach Butler says, "Stop whining, Ravens."
Yeah, well, I can tell you this, Coach Butler. I'm curious to know the answer to this little tidbit here. Which NFC North team last played in a Super Bowl besides the Bengals? It wasn't the Steelers, right? No, it wasn't. It was the Ravens. So it's been the Bengals playing in the Super Bowl. They got beat by the Rams.
Yep.
The Ravens have been in the Super Bowl, right, since the so Steelers, and this year, my goodness gracious, they bring in two has-beens,
but I mean,
quarterbacks.
Not to be the anti-Baltimore guy,
but you're gonna be. But so go ahead.
But how many do the Steelers have, though?
What do you mean? Oh well,
how many beautiful Lombardi trophies do they have sitting on the shelf in their beautiful office?
If we were a franchise for 100 years, we may have 6 too. Look, even a blind squirrel has a few good years, right?
You Baltimore people steal a franchise and then whine
Look,
about the
we
losses.
had it done to us. Do unto others as done unto you, right? Is that how it goes?
That's what they say.
They stole the Indianapolis. They stole the Baltimore Colts, so we stole the Cleveland Browns. You just like getting me started.
I do.
I know.
What better to do while we're waiting for the lights to come back on?
So Marcus Trout with a field goal in the Cocoa game. Javen Boggs with a 40-yard pass from Hart. Boggs with a 3-yard run. Boggs with a 30-yard pass. So it looks like the Javen Boggs show. As for O'Galley, Mekhi Biggs with a 54-yard pass from Joseph Allen. Brandon Brown, the LSU commit, with a 59-yard fumble return. Joseph Allen with a 5-yard run. And Jay Latson with a 35-yard interception return. And it's 27-0 currently O'Galley over Rockledge. Seminole 17-0 over Heritage. Cocoa Beach looks like they'll pick up their first win of the year. They're up top.
Second win of the year, right?
They lost last week.
Right, but they played the first week. Remember?
Yeah, but they're an FHSAA team. I'm confused about that.
I believe they played a live game in that first week, though.
Did they?
I could be wrong, though. You would know better than me.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. So you might be right. Astronaut 13-0 over Gateway. Montreal Gordon with a 30-yard pass from Quan Hagens. And Cheviot Beecham with a 9-yard run. And that one, Deltona, unfortunately, all over Bayside. MCC at Ocala. We know the score of that one. Baker County 32-0 over Palm Bay. Merritt Island Christian looking to defend their 8-man state championship. They are 24-0
That's
up
huge.
over Masters. And Masters, a lot of people picked Masters Academy to beat them tonight, and I couldn't see it.
This is a game that MIC had scheduled circled on the schedule, and they knew this was going to be a really tough game.
Yeah.
But boy, they are sweeping up on them.
So that's what we have in terms of score updates. That courtesy of Florida Today Live Scoreboard. Brought to you by Natwick Insurance. We want to thank Eric Natwick for sponsoring halftime and the lights out session here at Hawk Stadium.
Hope you guys enjoyed our voices.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to Coach Reyes. Thanks for listening to us, buddy. You out there probably in Denver or somewhere at this point.
I want to thank Ellie Chan of Remax Solutions. Ellie, man, just one of the best. Simply one of the best. And here comes Satellite with the first play here. It is 1st and 10, third quarter. 11:54 to go. 17-0. And that's almost unfair to throw that flag.
Is that
after
a delay?
Yeah. How do you have a delay after a 25-minute delay? So it's now 1st and 15 for Grennan and the Scorpions. And that is, got lead blockers pulling. And that was a block in the back, but luckily he pulled up. And that'll be a gain of about 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 13, Nick.
Well, I thought that was a good call, going right back to that buck sweep. They had a lot of success with that in the first half.
They came to the wide side of the field, too, which I was curious to see. So here we go. 2nd and 13 now. We may not do a post-game show tonight. Grennan, play action, looking. Throws, and that's intercepted. Bad throw, and it's picked off. And it looks like Cooper Keith with a pick, and the Viera Hawks will take over 1st and 10. He threw back across. He did everything you can't do as a quarterback there.
Yeah,
threw back across his body, and Cooper Keith was there waiting on it. Nice play by Cooper, though. Keep that ball off the ground, Nick.
He did initially have a receiver right in the slot, wide open. I'm not sure. Must have been looking at the other side of the field at the time. You know, again, you got to calm your young quarterback down now. Just gotta make sure his head's in the game.
So Viera looking to really put a final nail in the coffin here. A touchdown here would make it 24-0, and it just feels like that would be insurmountable. Eric Nelson turns, gives, and this is Robbie. And I was told by Carl Catala we're saying his name wrong.
Oh no!
Oh no! Robbie Ailey.
I'll tell you, that's got to be the hardest part of this gig is understanding and pronouncing last names.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no excuse for it. Absolutely, because my last name is Slaughterzinski. So
I'm sure your name has been butchered throughout your lifetime.
So I hate it when people butcher a name like Slaughterzinski. So I can imagine how his family feels when I can't say Ailey right.
To this day, and I've known you how long, I still just call you Alan Z.
Alan right. So Robbie Ailey with a 2-yard carry there, and we got Ailey in motion again. Ball is dropped. Ailey will actually have timed his motion perfectly, unbeknownst to him, because he's able to fall on a football that Satellite may have recovered, and it'll be 3rd down following a loss of 6, so it'll be 3rd and 14, Nick.
You know, that's what, the 6th time we've seen that quarterback center exchange just not clean.
No.
I'm sure that'll be a focus of theirs this week in practice coming up.
That and special teams coverage, because their kickoff coverage is still a little suspect. Now, the penalty helped them out earlier tonight, but we saw it against Palm Bay. A couple of big returns, and we saw one again here tonight. 3rd down and 14 now for, is that Blaylock or Nelson in? I can't tell because they're both the same size.
I believe that's Nelson.
Nelson, alien motion, and Nelson looking. He's going to keep the football, cuts back, and he is hit from behind, but it's going to be 4th down, and I got to think Viera's going to go for this. They've gone for this all night long, and I would think they're going to do it again. So it's going to be 4th and 10 now, And now we may see Blaylock come in and try to throw the football here.
Yeah, they punted earlier tonight on one drive.
Once, yeah.
And have gone for it every other time, I believe.
And the time that they did punt, they flipped the field and ended up forcing a safety and then scored a touchdown. So, but it looks like they're going to go here.
Again, up 17-0, not a bad call right here.
They
turn the ball over on the 40. They feel like their defense is doing what they're so supposed to be doing, so they're comfortable with it.
Namdi Asori. Yeah, no. They're going to throw play action. Looks, fires, throws wide open, caught. Robbie Ailey.
Oh, he's saying he's out of bounds.
Oh, no.
Man, I thought that was a catch.
Well, that's on Nelson because, Ailey's got to get his feet in too, but he was wide open. We'll say that.
Yeah, I think Nelson felt like he was going to have to put that ball outside to make sure the defender didn't get over there. But the reality was he had a lot of space, and he really could have placed that ball a little bit better. But, hey, this is how you learn.
Yep, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Satellite. And to say that they need a score is truly understating this drive.
8.5 minutes left in the quarter.
17-0, third annual Adidas Bowl here, and Brennan turns, gives, and oh my goodness gracious, nice bounce off there by Waite, and he's going to pick up 2. Should have been stopped for a loss of 2. He picks up 2, so that's a good hard-nosed run there.
Who's that, Logan Waite? Yeah. He's a physical young man. He has no problems hitting somebody right in the mouth, getting up through the middle of the field.
He certainly did right there because that whoever the linebacker was that came in on the blitz, he met him head on. Norman S. in the middle here. You see him lined up and looking to throw, and this is going to be Noah Reness trying to catch him, and wisely Grennan slides because it would have been Reness there to meet him.
That's a great decision right there, not throwing that ball. He thought for a quick second that he had a receiver that's going to be open. Wasn't a clear. It was a little cloudy. So just take off. 10-yard gain, first down.
Yeah, no, nice play. And 7:39 to go. There is still plenty of time here. If they can somehow find and they've had instances tonight, Nick, where receivers have been open for touchdowns. In fact, we saw it earlier on a drive. So if they can find a way to put this ball in the end zone, it becomes just a 10-point game.
We saw 17 points get scored in the second quarter alone. So obviously the points
throws, and that was nearly. And when I say Namdi nearly took that thing away and ran 47 yards for a pick six, that's nearly what happened.
That pass falls incomplete. Who's on second down?
Namdi Osora, the 6', 170 senior.
Your quarterback club would like to thank our sponsors, Realtor.
Boy, we've said his name a lot tonight, haven't we?
Who's that?
Namdi.
Yes, we have.
Future Home Loans.
2nd down and 10, ball at the Viera 49. Grennan from the RPO gun there gives it to Waite looking for something, has nothing, and he's going to be swallowed up by Robbie Ailey, and that's going to be a loss of 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, 2nd and 18, 3rd and 18. 6:59 to play in the third.
Well, it was clear at halftime. They talked about that buck sweep.
Yeah.
It's very clear that they've been ready for that in the second half.
What makes it a buck?
Double pulling guards,
Gotcha.
Backside guard, frontside guard pulling. And they had a ton of success with it in the first quarter. Now it's time to work something off of it, I believe.
All right, here we go. Actually, not as far. Well, yeah, I guess it is 8 yards, 3rd and 18. And big play here. Need a first down. Grennan looking, throws. Oh, he just lets it loose. And it's caught.
Oh, no.
Oh, he dropped it. Got to get help, man. You got to get help.
Grennan pick himself up off the ground here, too.
Story Coates dropped the football, and that's going to be 4th and 18 now. And listen, again, a young football team here. Nick Story Coates is
Story is a senior.
a senior. Yeah,
Now, he didn't play the last couple of years, so
got open, though.
he did get open. but missing those reps,
That's the third drop. And I think the thing that, listen, if you're working on this offense and you're an offensive coordinator, there are two things that stand out to me tonight. I don't know if they got jugs and machines at high school, but they need some pass catching drills. And the other thing is finish the routes. Several times tonight we've seen satellite receivers cut off routes early, and it's cost them.
Well, and that's what you get with the youth and the lack of experience. You get the lack of reps, and the reps are so beyond important in high school football.
You can't stop. You got to keep running. And that's a we've had great punts tonight. And there's another one, fair caught by Jonah Woodruff at the 16-yard line. And this is where Viera Hawks, with 6:12 to go in the third, will take over. We are working on a 2-hour football game and haven't reached the fourth quarter yet. Halfway through, not even halfway through the third technically here.
From the first quarter, and I've said this a couple of times, versus what it's been the last 2 quarters now, or quarter and a half now, the time of possession is pretty equal, but boy, the points on the board are not.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. Points on the board are definitely not. First and 10 for Nelson and company. Turns, gives, and he is greeted at the line of scrimmage.
He will fall forward, though, but those are those turn-in legs that we spoke about 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Coco still paused, it says, as a heel in motion. Here comes that option, and there's the pitch to a heel. Deep pitch. A heel gets outside, cuts back, and he'll be stopped. But he does pick up close to first down yardage here. And Robbie Ailey is now 3rd and 3. That's a nice play.
I'll tell you, they're working this option offense and not just the option set. So they're bringing that motion across, and it's given that same ability to run the option without having to come out of that power set, as we see right here.
Merritt Island up by 10 over Melbourne, 24-14 on the, and that's a first down. That's a good hard run there, and a first down. Is that Bubar?
Bubar, I believe.
Ryan Bubar on the carry for 47 in that one. Cannon McCarthy with a 46-yard run for Melbourne. Tobias Semper will return the kick, 95 yards for a Merritt Island touchdown. Deshaun Thomas with a 5-yard run. Semper with an 18-yard run. Camarion Johnson with a 3-yard run. And Miller with a 20-yard field goal.
You want to talk about a fast young man, Semper. Yeah. I've been seeing him since he was in the Little League, and he has always been fast.
Astronaut now up 20-0 on Gateway on the Remax Solutions Ellie Chan scoreboard. Rockledge, or O'Galley, all over Rockledge, 34-0. And look at Ryan Bubar go. Bubar with another 15 yards and another Viera Hawk first down.
Right up the gut, you know.
In that game, and again, O'Galley, Makai Biggs with a 54-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Allen. Brandon Brown, the LSU commit, with a fumble recovery for a touchdown for 59 yards. Latson, who was the quarterback there, is now in the secondary. Well, he flashes his athletic ability with a 35-yard INT return. How about this? Jay Latson catches a 38-yard touchdown pass from Josiah Allen. Cannon McCarthy, we already talked about that. So
I think I know who the player of the game is going to be in that game.
Yeah, I think so. But listen, O'Galley doing what O'Galley needed to do tonight. Throws. And this is just off the fingertips of Namdi, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. I like the shot take there.
I like it too. A little underthrown, though. You really just got to plant your foot and just bomb that ball. If he can't run under it, then nobody can.
Nope. And 3:29 with the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Alan Slaughterzinski, Nick Donahue with you here. talking about last names here in a minute. I got one for you here. Hold on for a second. This is funny. 2nd and 10. Nelson.
Oh, it looked like a little change there.
Yeah, it did. Looked like he definitely changed the play. And he gives up the gut to Bubar. And there's nothing doing there. So, what's going on here? What's that? Oh, no, we're broadcasting. I've been known a time or two to play PlayStation.
So we've spoke about.
And obviously in PlayStation, when you create your player, who Boom Shambi isn't going to say Slaughterzinski, right? In
Unless you
MLB,
spelled it different.
Right. So I had to pick a pronunciation. So my name in the game is Alan Zibazinski. What a
great
pitch. That's a great
pitch.
pitch.
That tackle.
And Jonah Woodruff, I believe, that's Robbie Ailey there, and that's going to bring up 4th and 7. I thought it was Woodruff.
Looks like the MIC game is over, 30-10. MIC takes it.
All right. Congratulations to Matt Handwork. And, Matt Handwork, I said it from day one this year, he's going to take that team back to repeat as 8-man state champs. That's the goal. He said he was even going to throw the football a lot more this year.
And he has.
And he certainly has done that.
Well, great stop here for Satellite. Viera looking at it like a punt situation now.
Yeah, no, they needed it. And that's a booming punt and a beautiful spiral. And that will what a roll. And that will be down inside the 10. And for the second time tonight, Dane Boss with a punt that is the first time down inside the 5. That one down inside the 10. That's a beaut, Clark. That's a beaut.
Those are the things that will help a team win football games.
And we'll see if the defense can hold here and flip the field.
Coco's still in a situation. Game is still paused.
What time is it?
It is 9 o'clock on the dot.
I know they must be done playing by 11 p.m. up there.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. High school.
That's not the case down here.
Youth in high school. Well, yeah, it is.
It is?
Yes, it is. I believe it is.
Huh.
Yeah.
I always thought there was
unless it is a playoff.
Oh.
But, yeah, man, you have to be – I think the rule is like you can't start a quarter or an inning after like 11 o'clock.
So they got to be rolling in the fourth quarter.
You got to be going in the fourth quarter,
okay.
Right? And that's what I got from that baseball game that time. And that's the reason we didn't have to stop was because it was a playoff game. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Caleb says there's a minute and 52 left in that game for the second quarter anyways.
Well,
the Coco game.
They'll be up there all night. They wanted to go. We are efforting IMG next week. I can tell you that. So hang in there with me on that, and we'll see what happens there.
So this could become another sticky situation like we saw with the punt in the first
half.
He's
going to have to
third
punt,
down and 10 here.
Punt from his end zone if they don't make this.
I mean, you want to get just at least a 5-yard gain here to give your punter just as much space as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to get a first down.
Yeah.
But
and he rolls. Oh, that's a safety. That's a safety. He got him.
ball
are you
came
kidding
out.
me?
Ball came out.
That's not a good call. He was in the grasp there. Let's
I
see
don't
if he
see a
calls.
receiver over in that area.
Wow. How is that not intentional ground? It is, and that's a safety.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the safety. So that's the second safety of the night. And the sixth safety, by the way, in Brevard County football in 2 weeks, 3 weeks going back to the kickoff classic. 6 safeties, and it's 19-0. And this is exactly what happened the last time when the punt backed them up inside the 10.
That's tough. That's tough to happen twice in a game. You know, the first time with the punter having his heels on the back of the end zone, you know, that's not something you want to happen, but that happens. I've seen it happen numerous times. You know, but to have a second and one, you know, obviously not with the punter that time, but that's tough.
So this will be a kickoff from the 20. And I'm going to imagine that's Woodruff back deep. I want to thank Ellie Chan of Remax Solutions. And this is Total Leather. And a good kick, man.
Great
Endover
kick.
and Woodruff fields it at the 30, across the 35, 40, sees thought he was grabbing a face mask. Woodruff gets outside.
Great tackle.
And brought down by Sean Scaveria. Nice play by Scaveria because Woodruff looked like he had a seam there to get to the outside.
I think he had another at least 20 yards there before the kicker would have had a chance to tackle him. But if the kicker missed, that was a touchdown. Great tackle.
So it was 19-0 here as Eric Nelson and company come out and take the field as the Hawks will take over 1st and 10, ball at their own 47. Nelson with, actually this is Blaylock. Nelson's in the slot. So we got Robbie Blaylock at quarterback now.
And again, this is a great time to get you young guys some snaps in meaningful game. 19 points up, game's not over.
This is
very important time right now.
This is Brian Bubar with, that's going to be the final play of I can't imagine they'll snap it again here with 15 seconds to go, and that'll end quarter number 3. We want to thank Ellie Chan of Remax Solutions as the referee stands over the ball. 6-5-4, 3-2-1. We'll be back to start quarter number 4. You're watching Friday Night Lights here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, we'll begin the fourth quarter with Natwick Insurance and Eric Natwick. We want to thank Zone 6 as well. Ryan Bubar on the carry to start quarter number 4. And it has, it's been all Viera since about 4 minutes to go in the first half. Prior to that, it was a nothing game. We've seen a couple of safeties. We've seen a 51-yard touchdown pass as Eric Nelson with a beautiful strike to Namdi Asora. Coming up following this 1 hour after this tonight, the post-game show brought to you by Zone 6 and Natwick Insurance. 3rd down and 1 here.
I wonder what they're going to do.
Yeah. Ryan Bubar. Nelson in motion. Blaylock gives the Bubar 1st down and more. And Bubar still on his feet. High steps through the linebacking core. He gets through to the secondary, and we got a flag in the
you got a flag.
backfield. And it's coming back, Nick.
I wonder if that's on that motion. It looked a little wonky at the end there. Maybe he turned upfield. Yep.
It's exactly what he did. That's the one thing you really got to be careful of in an offense like this, Nick, is that early turn. Of course, in the CFL, you can do it.
CFL, you can start back, 15 yards and come running full speed.
Come running away, right?
First time I saw that, I was so confused.
You know, here's an interesting tidbit. You call me a Baltimore homer. I'm going to give you a fascinating Baltimore statistic. Do you know that Baltimore is the only city in the United States to have won a championship in every professional football league?
Oh. Now that is an interesting tidbit.
Isn't that interesting? Looks, throws.
Oh, trying it again.
Caught!
Drops it right in the bucket.
And nice catch.
Is that Blaylock again?
No, that's Blaylock to
Yep.
Nnamdi Asura, and that's the same play that went for the touchdown.
I'll tell you, if he didn't get pushed out of bounds right there, he would have had another one.
Yep. They won a championship in the USFL, the NFL, and the CFL.
I love tidbits like that.
Yeah. So it's 1st and 10 ball inside the Natwick Insurance red zone here. Turns, gives, and this is...
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, this is Kamari Ingram. I think that's Kamari Ingram.
Or 22.
Yeah, it's Kamari Ingram. And Kamari knows better than that. 10-20 to go. We're going to get a timeout on the field by Viera. And that's and you know what this is? This is a discipline timeout right here. What I mean by that is that's a play that Tony Gulla, and you can see him down there, he is not happy with his offense. They make a big play, and then they come back with a play that loses 10 yards. He is not happy about it, and he wants his offense to know that's unacceptable.
You know, being up, what are they up? 19-0,
right.
Fourth quarter, still not okay to do those type of things.
No.
And coach is going to keep coaching the whole game, no matter the score, no matter what's going on. He's going to keep coaching.
I like that because that's what this program needed. 2nd and 20 now. Following the 10-yard loss by Kamari Ingram. And Kamari Ingram down there getting coached up a little bit.
Jake Owens is watching.
I want to say hello to Jake Owens.
How you doing, buddy?
Tough one last night for the Vipers. They fall 18-13 to St. Edwards. But, listen, what a play. Wide open touchdown, Noah Reness. What a great fake. I thought it was a give up the middle. And that's Eric Nelson that hits Noah Reness. And it's 25-0 with 10:14 to play in the game.
Boy, they pulled that just at the right time. I had no belief that they were going to pull and throw that ball. I saw a run up the middle the whole way. That was impressive.
Yeah, and Space Coast is now, this was what, week?
2-1, I believe.
Yeah, they're 2-1. And going into that defense for Space Coast is only allowed, those 18 points last night were the first points given up by that defense since last season because they've pitched 3 shutouts in the spring game. From the spring game to the first 2.
So giving up 6 points a game right now, that's not too bad.
That's not too shabby, right? Averaging 387, 385 yards on offense. Yeah, Jake knows what he's doing. 25-0, 10-14 to go. And the touchdown, they'll go for 2 to try to make it 27-0, and that would be because 8 more points would, I guess, give them a running clock. I don't know.
Well, looks like we got another timeout.
Yep, we're going to take a timeout, and that's going to be done by Viera. So that's 2 of their 3 here.
Timeout from Viera. Tonight's timeout sponsor is Viera Sports Network. For all youth and prep sports coverage, be sure to check out
Now for Satellite, what do we need to see? We just need to see heads up, shoulders up.
Yep.
You know, keep pushing, keep working. Just because there's 10 minutes left doesn't mean those 10 minutes mean nothing.
Right.
You know, there's very important to get something moving and get rolling so that you can roll into next week feeling like you have something and not worried about pitching a shutout.
You know, we said this morning at the breakfast, the Satellite breakfast this morning, this was a winnable football game for them. We picked Viera last night in the pregame show to win this game, both Jackson and I. But as they go in next week to face and host Melbourne on a Thursday night, now they're on a short week, so they only, you get one extra day of preparation. But that game against Melbourne is a very winnable football game.
And a very important football game to them right now.
Throws, and that one
Overthrown.
shot over the head of the intended target. And so with 10:14 to play in the football game, Noah Reness on a touchdown pass and a beautiful fake at that, I might add.
You know, these week 2 games are so beyond important. You know, these teams have got to start to understand who they are by now, 2 weeks in. Or they have to know that at this point they need to pivot from what they were doing that may not have been working, or extend what has been working.
Yeah, you don't get high school, 10 weeks, man.
10 weeks. They're
like,
all important.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever foresee a day when the high school football season, when that kickoff classic becomes the 11th game?
I don't. Only because, as of right now anyways, Friday Night Lights is not about money. Does it bring in some? It brings in some money to schools. Don't get it wrong.
That's changing though with the NIL now, and you got. Listen, I mean, just in the course of this year, it is now when we offer to do broadcasts. Sometimes I promise you, the some of the things we get back are, well, how much money are you going to give us? Nothing.
Right.
How much you giving me?
Right.
I
just don't foresee it at this point. Now, what happens maybe 10 or 15 years down the road, who knows?
Right.
Jeez. With the way NIL's coming around, oh, what a kick.
That is out of bounds. That's the second procedure penalty, and the Hawks are going to have to clean their special teams up. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish there. They got Dane Boston, unless Dane is hurt. I don't know that he is.
I mean, they have not kicked the extra point either on the last 2 touchdowns. They've gone for 2 points.
Who was punting?
That's a great question. It might have been Rennes, actually, thinking about the size and the stature of the person punting. It might be Rennes.
We'll have to take a look, but I hope Dane's not hurt because that's a very valuable foot.
Let's see if I can.
Fourth quarter here.
Sitting on the sideline.
Is he?
Trainer.
Yeah, he is. Us photographer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking to the photographer. I see him,
Thought he
though.
was a trainer.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope so, too. So it is 1st and 10 for – and I'd like to see Satellite score here. Just the no-quit. And there's a little short out there and hauled in for a gain of 2 as we creep under the 10-minute mark. And I want to say thanks to Cheryl Dravis, the athletic director here, and she's also – the head cheer coach, and there are her cheerleaders on the sidelines. Of course, Coach Dravis does a terrific job here at Viera High School and kind of thrust into that position about 18, 19 months ago, and she has done a fine job at it.
John Park says there is no punting.
Okay. Thank you, John.
And hi, Stacy Jones, wife of Lovicher Jones, owner of Zone 6.
Yeah, and he's just held on to it too long. And, yeah, nice job there. Love it. Love the fact that that was not an undisciplined play there. That is a sack. Who is that, though?
I can't tell. You see these numbers way better than I do.
Well, that one looked like 13 to me, but I don't think it was. It could have been Hunger Bueller or...
It might have been.
Yeah. But I don't think it was. Good sack.
It looks like the Cocoa and Mainland game is going to start back up.
Okay, that's
Players are allowed to get on the field to start warming up.
So it's 3rd down and 15, and Grennan throws, and that's intercepted.
He dropped it.
Dropped it. And that's Dominic Leone,
Man, that would have
lays out for
been
it.
that would have just been a great catch.
Yeah. Well, that's Leone. That's what he does. That's going to bring up fourth down. And just like that, Nick, they are punting again. And back deep will go Jonah Woodruff. Woodruff's had a good night returning to football.
You know, I have a feeling we're going to see another great punt right here. Looks like we got some personnel issues. I think we're going to have a timeout satellite here.
Yep, and we do. And with 8:39 to go, we want to thank Eric Natwick and Natwick Insurance for this timeout. And we thank you, Eric Natwick, and we thank Viera as we're their timeout sponsor tonight. And we will come back to, I want to come back to Orange Pest Control, because you know what? It's about, listen, man, you know, it's about to be, you notice when it rains a lot, and there's spiders are everywhere. Well, let me tell you something. Orange Pest Control is amazing. It's an amazing company, and the brothers have done a terrific job. And as you see there on your screen, they're located in Cocoa. And, you know, we don't just partner with anybody. When we have these meetings, you know, we talk to these companies, and what we want to know is what is their feel for being community-oriented. Let me tell you something. Orange Pest Control is one of those companies. So if you need pest control, call Orange Pest Control. It is 4th and 14, and that's another good punt, another spiral.
Beautiful.
Woodruff fields it at the 15, fair catch, and he hangs on to it. Nice job by Woodruff.
40, 45-yard punt right there?
Yeah.
Maybe even more, 50 maybe?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55-yard punt.
I think we have a final in the O'Galley Rockledge game. Looks like it might be 40-0.
Yeah, you know, we said last night on the show that O'Galley would win that football game by 2 games or more. You know, Rockledge is a very sophomore and junior laden team. That's what O'Galley should have done tonight.
Right.
And they are one of the best. They are one of the best 2 teams in this county.
I think they've cemented that tonight.
There's no doubt that. I asked Jackson last night, what does O'Galley need to do not for the words to come out of your mouth next week? O'Galley needs to show me this. O'Galley has showed us they are the real deal. And it's 1st and 10 for, I believe, well, that's Bubar on the carry. Bubar gets outside. He's got a chance here. He got grabbed by the face mask, I thought.
It looked like it to me, too.
But I guess not.
Ref was right there, though.
Because he was right there, so I guess he grabbed him up underneath. I'm not sure where he grabbed him. 8-19, and that's a first down. And Bubar's just a runner. He's one of the, you know, Bubar's not the fastest guy in the county, but you know what? He's one of the hardest runners in this county.
Legs don't stop, low center of gravity. He can do both. He can hit the edge, and he can take it up the middle.
So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at around it looks like about the 27, 28-yard line. Nelson wants it, and this is Kamari Ingram now. Ingram, much better job this time of getting to the hole than he did the last time.
There's like a slight delay in his takeoff. I'm not sure if they're reading. It might be an RPO.
Kamari's a very good running back, but I don't know that this RPO, this option,
sure.
You know, he's more of a give him the ball and let him patiently hit that hole. But he's doing a nice job.
No, Viera as a whole.
Yeah, 2nd down and 7 now for Eric Nelson. He's going to have Bubar in the backfield. And the give is to Bubar. Woodruff goes the other way. That's Ryan.
Wow.
Ryan Bubar just will not quit.
He is not stopping.
No.
Fell forward for 4 yards. Stopped. I was for sure they were going to be short. Stopped. Fell forward. Usually when you fall forward, you get 1 or 2. He fell forward for 4.
Yep. Big Jack Hancock checks in. I believe that's Noah Reness coming out. 6:43 to play. Coming up afterwards, we'll log off. We'll pack up. I'll get out of here, get back to the studio, and we will bring you the Natwick Insurance post-game show brought to you by Zone 6. 1st and 10. Nelson looks, fires, throws wide open.
Wide
It's
open.
Hancock. Hancock down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Nice pitch and catch from Nelson to Hancock. That's Hancock's 3rd catch of the night. He's got about 60 yards receiving.
Well, if there's anything Viera proved tonight was they can pass the ball.
Yeah, they can throw.
Whether it's Nelson or Blaylock back there, they have the ability to pass the ball.
That's going to be a water break. We want to thank Orange Pest Control for the sponsorship. And so thanks again to Orange Pest Control.
Well, I'll miss you next week, Alan.
Yeah, well,
I'll
you're
miss you.
going
I mean,
away, right?
there's a good reason to be gone though. Seeing my son play college football.
All right, now
You know that in itself is
Dallas Donahue, the former
Dallas Donahue,
Mustang.
up in Mississippi, Millsaps.
Yeah, he. I think one of the biggest games of his career was that game against Satellite in the regional finals.
130 yards receiving.
Yeah, man, great game for him that night. I was blessed to have been there to see that.
Part of the state runner-up 2021 Merritt Island
yeah.
Mustangs.
Boy, that was a great run for that football team. Brady Dennenberg, your son Donahue, and
Oh, there's a ton of them that played together for so many years.
the 46-yard field goal by Dennenberg.
Yeah, will go down as legendary.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't kick it in regular weather.
No, and he still had another 8 yards behind it that he could have got
Yeah.
more.
Yep.
Well, that's why he's at Syracuse kicking footballs right now.
Yeah, yeah, right. He's not the first great Merritt Island kicker to run off of Syracuse. Nate Trout. And if the Trout name sounds familiar, that's because last year Gunnar Trout, his nephew, was a kicker at Cocoa. And this year, his son Marcus Trout is the kicker. So good old Nate, he's got the kicking genes.
That's another amazing family.
Yeah. Turns, gives, and actually Nelson
Great
keeps
keep.
this one. Yeah.
Great block.
I was like, that's smart. He just goes down in bounds, keeps the clock running, didn't want to go out of bounds.
Just got the first down.
Because that would have stopped the clock. And I think we're all grateful for that.
That's just another heads-up smart play by Nelson, though. And we've spoke about it at least a half a dozen times tonight, and we did it in the Kickoff Classic. How smart of a young man, football smart and school smart he is.
IQ. Nelson, 1st and 10 at the 25. Nelson looks to throw, does, cross the middle, caught. Beautiful pitch and catch there. That's Namdi again. And that's going to be a first down inside the Global Polygraph Analysis red zone.
He's got to be over 100 tonight.
Yeah, he is. You got the stat sheet there, my man.
I know. I'm slacking. I'm still learning here, Alan. I'm still learning. Stop yelling at me.
I was giving oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, the weather forecast is calling for snowflakes tonight.
Tears of rain coming down here in the booth.
25-0 here. And I think this is a good opportunity, too, for Viera to work on this offense, to work on this passing game. A lot of people might say, well, why are you throwing the football up 25-0? Well, because you've got work to do there.
You got. Oh, that was another low snap. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's something that they are going to have to work on this week.
That's a good job by Kamari Ingram to get anything at all out of that.
Bubar on his way back in. I got a feeling I know what's about to happen.
Yeah, Bubar's going to be handed the football up the middle. And he's right now 7 yards out of the end zone. And we're going to see if he gets the touchdown. Looks like Robbie Ailey is back there. And they give the Bubar up the middle. And Ryan Boobar is
in
for a
end zone.
Viera Hawk touchdown. And with 3:17 to go in the contest, the Viera Hawks lead it 31-0. And I think that trophy that Mike Moffitt is holding, this one on your screen right here, for the first time in the 3-year history of the Adidas Bowl, I know it's going to the Viera Hawks. All right, take care, Mike. And so the
like
Viera Hawks
another play.
will be the 2024 Adidas Bowl champions. And it's 31-0. They can't get a running clock here. So, again, no extra point in terms of a kick. Fake.
Wow.
Wide open is
Noah
Jonah
Rennes.
Woodruff. Is that Woodruff?
Oh, was it Woodruff? I thought it was
Or
Rennes.
is that Rennes?
Yep, Rennes.
Yeah, it's Noah Rennes. And Rennes with a touchdown tonight. And there's an extra point. And Viera now leads it 33-0. And I'm impressed with Viera tonight.
I really came into this game thinking it was going to be a dogfight, and I wasn't quite sure if it was going to be a higher scoring game or a lower scoring game, but I definitely saw a dogfight. I did not see this.
No. Now, let me ask you this. I got to play devil's advocate here. You obviously had the outcome you had against Cocoa last week against Rockledge, and they're two of the best teams in the county. Now, you have this outcome here tonight, 33-0. But this was an accumulated outcome. This wasn't like that, I believe.
Right.
How do you come back from this if you're Satellite?
Well, this is where your leadership and your coaching comes into play. Your leaders on your team, you've got to come together. You've got to talk to your teammates, and your coaches have to come together. And you guys have to come together as a team and understand what needs to be changed. And everybody's got to get on the same page to make those changes.
Ball fielded and brought down at the 36-yard line.
Logan Waite on the return there.
Yeah.
Number 4, Logan Waite with a return. Tackle made by number 3, Kevin Silva.
The great thing is no district games have been played, right?
Yeah.
So these non-district games, if you go, listen, and I'm not saying they're going to go 4-0 in the district, but if you go, and win your district games, then you're in.
Well,
that's just how high school football works.
Well, here's the bad news for Satellite. They're in the same district with O'Galley.
Correct.
Titusville.
Correct. Merritt Island.
Palm Bay.
Correct.
So that is probably the hardest district to win. And that's a district to me that's going to come down to Titusville, O'Galley, and Merritt Island as Waite cuts back. And I don't mean any disrespect to Palm Bay, and I don't mean any disrespect to Satellite, but it is what it is. That's the three teams that are going to vie for that district. And I fully expect that at the end of the day, seeing what we know already about O'Galley, that it's O'Galley's district to lose.
I think I agree, and I think I came into the season feeling that way, and these games have only strengthened that thought process for me. That 40-0 win, if that is the final score over there in O'Galley, that's
nobody goes into Chuck Wood Field and beats Rockledge 40-0.
And I know they're young, and I get that, but they are still Rockledge. They still have a ton of athletes, a ton of size, and they are fast.
Yep. And O'Galley is really one of the only teams in this county, the only team in this county currently. And again, Titusville is a good football team. I saw them last week against Cocoa.
Yep.
But at the moment, Titusville's the only team, or O'Galley's the only team in this county that can match Cocoa with 4 stars.
Sure. So what
Brandon
you're saying is
Brown.
on paper,
Yeah.
they match up better than anybody.
Yeah, they do.
I can agree with that.
You got Brandon Brown up front.
He
going to
is a
LSU.
beast.
He
is an absolute.
You got Xavier Larice back there in that secondary. They got players now.
Great cut. Great vision right there.
And
Logan
that's
Wade on
Wade,
a nice run.
Logan Wade.
So, do you see this game more about Viera or more about Satellite?
Man, that's a good question. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think Satellite has got to get something figured out as a program. I don't know what it is, but you can't. This is a program. Look, and every program goes through it, ups, the downs.
Oh, absolutely.
The last time this occurred with Satellite, they were forced to go play in the SSAA. When Ted Kimmy took over, they did that. They too learned how to once again win as a program. And I don't know. This is a young team, so maybe you want to give it one more year. For Viera, this is part of a progress this year. This is part of a progress this year for Viera. Each game you're going to see this offense get better. The defense is pitching a shutout tonight. You couldn't ask for much more than that. But I think that by the time we get to the end of the year, this could be a good enough football team to go win a playoff game if they can get there.
Well, and they were just simply one game not played away last year from being in the playoffs.
Right.
Not necessarily one game lost, but one game that just didn't get the availability to play.
They're down in 5 here with 20 seconds to go, and Logan Waite will be stopped, and that will be the final play of the game. Your final thoughts, Nick?
Viera has impressed. Satellite has some stuff to work on, and I think both of them are going to go into next week with knowledge of what they need to do.
Yeah, I agree. And for Satellite, they'll play Thursday. They will play Thursday against Melbourne. They'll host them. You'll see that here on Brevard Sports Network. It's a personal foul penalty against Viera that you don't want to see. And Viera will travel to Rockledge, a game you will not see here on BSN. And Rockledge, of course, is going to be – and listen, that's a winnable game for Viera because you're talking about two younger teams. And we'll see. I don't know what they call it, the backyard brawl between Viera and Rockledge.
I do believe that is the name.
So we'll get that on Friday next week as Viera and Satellite shake hands. We want to thank all of our sponsors tonight. We especially want to thank Longhorn Steakhouse. We want to thank Natwick Insurance, Zone 6, Ellie Chan, Orange Pest Control, and, of course, Global Polygraph Analysis. For Nick Donahue, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. Once again, your final score, Viera 33. They now move to 2-0. Satellite, nothing. They dropped to 0-2. We'll see you in about an hour right here for the Natwick Insurance and Zone 6 postgame show.